Luc Bouchard here, and this is today's Forgiveness Declaration card draw and reading. I forgive myself for believing that I have to put others first. Okay, let me see what we have here for the reduction. Pleasing others and not maintaining healthy personal boundaries simply means that we are subscribing to loss. The loss of approval, the loss of fitting in, the loss of community. However, this is secondary to what is actually occurring. What's really going on is that we are mistaken as to where our salvation lies. We think that if we put others first, we will be safe, secure, and never alone. But this perception of security is an illusion and is fleeting because it is based on conditional acceptance. We're only okay when with others when, and insert whatever you want to put here, when you agree with them or you engage in behaviors that you don't want to, but you're going to go along with it so that, you're part of the group. It's whatever you're doing that you don't really want to do. Our only security is with God because his acceptance of us is absolute and guaranteed. That is where our true salvation lies, not here on the battleground where we think we need to turn ourselves into a pretzel to win the approval of others. There is nothing wrong with wanting to fit in, for it is harmful to be alone and isolated. However, it is more harmful and damaging when we betray ourselves for the approval of others instead of seeking and finding our place and peace with God. All right, before I get more into this reduction, I just want to point out my new banner that I just picked up. And I'm quite excited about it because it's beautiful. I was gifted the canister that's in the bottom of it where you pull it straight up, whereas this one they just roll up, and I didn't really know what I was doing when I ordered it. I still like it. It's beautiful, but it's a bit more fragile. But anyway, I'm very pleased about this. I put on a new skin, which is replacing this here, and I'm quite excited about it. So, and I moved all my forgiveness declaration cards to the center over there. So as they reduce, you'll be able to maybe see them. Okay, let's talk about this declaration, number 15. I forgive myself for believing that I have to put others first. This is something that I think we are plagued with in our society, of not honoring ourselves and not being true to ourselves and looking for approval. It's something I think we teach children when we tell them to go apologize or tell them to go to an adult to give them a hug when they don't want to give them a hug, or when they're expected to act a certain way and they have to do it or they don't have to, but they choose to do it. Yeah, they have to do it because there could be consequences. But it's this idea that we train our children to basically put others first and whatnot. And certainly selfish is a 4-letter word. Being selfish is a terrible thing. And there isn't a time and place for social cohesion. We're getting along, but not at the cost to yourselves, not at the cost of ourselves, not at the cost above all else. And so many people, and myself included, learned that what we have to do is just accept crumbs as opposed to the whole loaf of bread, and we think we're all we're going to get is crumbs, and so that's what we put up with. And I'm reminded of something I learned when I took my life skills coaches training like many years ago. It was 4 months of intensive training. We literally started at 8 in the morning and we didn't finish till everything was done for that day, and that was often at midnight. And then we started the next day. There was something like 1,200 hours of direct supervision from the 2 master coaches, and it was crazy. So it was very intensive. And a big part of life skills coaches training was about boundaries and feeling identification. And one thing that the main trainer, Madeline Dunkley, said was that we are generally treated the way we expect to be treated. And I found that to be true as I went, as I learned that and went on. That if you're prepared to accept crap from people or accept bad behaviors, well, why shouldn't they treat you that way? And it's not the other person that needs to put a boundary down. We need to put a boundary down. We need to actually say yes or no to whatever we're going to accept. And if you allow bad behavior towards you, well, why shouldn't it come? So it's really up to us to put that boundary down. And if you are finding that you are accepting, you are putting others first, well, I would put that on the altar and ask to see it differently. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you how you can see it differently. This image. So here we have Phil being tempted. Phil's my skeleton. There's 5 images in these 78 cards that have pictures of skeletons, and this is Phil, my skeleton, Phil is short for philosophy. I've done a lot of videos with Phil and obviously taken a lot of pictures of them. This is 5-6 years ago. I was at a camping festival, the Sasquatch celebration, here in Alberta, and we had I don't remember what this guy's name is, but here he is offering Phil a cigarette, and Phil's contemplating it because he's a bit of a pleaser, and he wants to fit in, and he doesn't have the right clothes for this event, so he's very conscious of being one of the gang, and probably at his own peril. I'm Luc Bouchard. Thanks so much for watching this video. It's going longer than 6 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up here. And if you drew this card and you have a history of putting others first, I would really look at that and ask to see that differently. And because your worth is not based on other people's approval. Your worth is timeless. Your worth is guaranteed by God. And that's why we need to tap in and connect with God so that we know our worth. And we don't have to do kind of bullshit behavior like, being influenced through peer pressure. Until the next declaration. Thank you.